Father God in heaven, in the name of Jesus, we do ask that you bless this meeting, keep it in an orderly fashion, and bless this entire city. In the name of Jesus, we thank you and we amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time we'll have approval of minutes, regular minutes from December 2nd.
Would you like to do roll call?
No, I'm sorry.
Commissioner
Can we have a
Clayton?
roll call?
Present. Commissioner Henderson? Present. Commissioner Henry?
Present.
Commissioner Isom?
Present.
Commissioner Kennard?
Present.
Commissioner Singleton?
Present.
Commissioner Warren? Present. Mayor Pro Tem Seats?
Present.
Mayor Mohammed? We have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, approval of minutes, regular minutes from December 2nd, 2024.
So moved.
Been moved by Commissioner Henderson, supported by Commissioner Isom. Any questions? Any concerns? Question to clerk. When we do have financial, concerns, who do we speak to, and who are we gonna answer from?
From my understanding, you need to go through the city manager.
I would ask of the attorney to, research that, and please feel free to give us all an answer. What we have before us is people who are getting resources for services and not providing answers. And I might not be here a couple more years, a few more years, but it is a problem when you can't get a financial answer. And we went through the, we'll get back to you later, or I'll get back to you on that, to now no answer. And something needs to be done. If there are any outstanding debts, as a commissioner has, and how much do we owe, that is something that should be privy to this commission. You know, to have a filibuster meeting and you really telling me to go to somebody else and get the real answer, then why are you getting paid? And I'm serious with that. I mean, I'm not, this is not a joke, I'm not playing a game. If you cannot get an answer from a person who's handling the financial obligations of the city, and I can say that now because now I found out that they're not even an employee, they're a contractor. And per what you read to us last week, there's certain things we can't do to an employee. But a contractor who has a full-fledged office, who can come in this building anytime they want to, there's something really wrong when I can't ask them a question. And never have I seen in the charter that the financial director acting answers to the city manager. If we had an acting attorney, the acting attorney would answer to the city council. The acting, whoever, city assessor has to answer to the commission. And now we got told tonight that the acting, whatever act they're doing, is answering to somebody else. That's a problem. And that's not acceptable. And that will be the last time that we will ask that question and somebody will tell us something different. Before we go forward, I want to just appreciate the presence of the Public Safety Director, Apostle Dan McKenna. Commissioner Henry.
Since you asked the attorney for information as to how this is happening and the chart, we've been talking about this for a long time now. Why all of a sudden you wanna, all of a sudden, you act like it's something new? That Plant Moran's been here for a long time, and Miss Hildebrand's been here for a long time, and she's always said the same thing. I have to ask the city attorney, the city manager. So, this has been going on for a long time. Some of us have asked those questions and felt bad because nobody answered our question or resolved the problem. So I'm just saying that the problem's been here for a long time. And all of a sudden, we got a problem with what Ms. Hildebrand is doing. But there's other staff members that have to report to the city manager. Even our assessor, when you have, requires people that are at will to do his will, they will do it, I guarantee you. And that includes him being at will employee to the council. So every time she comes up here and tell us not to spend money, in the next very moment, we vote yes to spend money. So we're gonna have to take some blame. We're gonna take all the blame of the stuff that's going on here and that's been going on here until it happens something that personally you don't like. Then now you jump on the bandwagon, but the rest of us been asking that question for months now. Thank you.
Just for the record, that's the first time I've ever heard somebody say they won't answer to anything for the commission. If I'd heard that in January, I said the same thing I was said in February, March, April, May. But to somebody sit there and say they got another prior commitment, we've been through that before with the young man who was working at the water. And as soon as he said the same thing, then we had another issue. So I just want to put on record that I've never had somebody who said to us that they don't have time to answer our questions. Commissioner at Large, Emma Kennard.
Thank you. I guess, acting chair. I'd like to say that I've been looked at cross-eyed every time I mention the finance director. Just as a citizen, I sat out there many times and brought this up for years. This is not just something just happening now, for years, because he keeps a record of what comes in and what goes out. So much goes into the general fund, we don't have any kind of traction of it. So these things have been going on for too long, and you're in violation of your own charter, because you're supposed to have a finance director. It doesn't say anything about contracting a company or whatever. But, this has been going on so long, and we have an attorney here that is supposed to have the rights to advise in matters like this, because if they call in for a forensic investigation in here, I guarantee you it'll be the biggest mess. We make national news. And now we just recently had us to vote on who we want as a city manager, and now we're getting the news that everybody has to go through him. And so, in other words, us as a commission, we have no power over his, and he's being paid big money for his position. But then they follow orders as if he's the owner of Benton Harbor. I have a problem with that, and I've said it over and often. Like I said, we got a chef here and does a lot of cooking. And one day it's gonna be pulled out in the opening, and we're gonna find out exactly what's been happening for far too long with this many people here as commissioners. and we let these things go by. And I'm not a politician, but common sense will tell you some things. Now we're dealing with some things, outstanding, I guess, bills that we owe and everything. But that's not the half of what we're gonna have eventually. Just watch and see. I'm an old girl. I'm one of them that sit and watch. And I watch the movement. And I've been watching some for years. And I just about know just what they're ready for. So put on your seat belts, because it's gonna happen. Thank you.
We did vote on approval of minutes, didn't we?
No, I was just gonna ask you if you were aware that the motion was
Okay, I
on the minutes.
apologize. Can we approve the minutes? Please call, I thought we did at the beginning, but
Commissioner Kennard,
Vote on, yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
What are we voting on?
We're voting on the minutes.
Oh, the minutes? Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats,
yes.
motion carried.
Now, approval of accounts payable. Please call the roll.
I need a motion, please.
Well, it was already motion, I believe, by, like a motion, I'm sorry. Do we have a motion to approve the accounts payable listing? I'm sorry. It's been moved by Commissioner Henderson, and been supported by Commissioner at-large Singleton. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
No.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats,
Yes.
motion carried.
Now, there would be an update from County Commissioner Yarborough. She's not present. Now, citizen comments, 3 minutes maximum per speaker. Please sign in with the clerk if there's any.
I'd like to talk.
Please sign in.
I signed in.
Thank you.
I'd just like to talk about,
What's in
Oh.
recognized, please? Thank you, sir. Oh, just give us a minute. She'll call you by name.
Tony Anderson,
I'd just like to talk about, like some blight in the city.
Could you please state your name and where you're from, please?
Tony Anderson, Benton Harbor,
Address.
1203 Seneca, Benton Harbor. I own a few houses on the north side of Benton Harbor, like Wakanda, LaSalle, Waseda area, and trying to kind of clean up the area. More houses you buy, fix them up, neighbors do the same. Someone dumped like 7 tires over there on the corner of like LaSalle and like North Fair. And I called Maurice Bruce like twice about it. I called Tamika Brock like 2 times. I called Public Works. I called Water Payment Center. I talked to the city manager, clerk like 3 times about it. And they finally moved the tires from the middle of the road to the side of the road. So there's a pile of 7 tires on the side of the road. What's that? Like people over there be like, hey, they'll throw tires over there. Why can't the city clean up 7 tires? And why do I have to make like 8 phone calls over like 2 months to try to get the city to do anything about the tires? And then there's an empty lot on the corner of Wakanda and Buena Vista, if anybody knows that area. So someone decided to dump trash there on the lot. And again, I called Maurice because I've dealt with him before, got his number. And I think he called someone from the Public Works, but it's been like probably 3 months and the trash is still sitting in the lot. And it's like, if that was probably someone that owned that lot, they'd probably get fined. But the city owns the lot. So no one's going to find the city. The city's not going to find the city. But the trash is still sitting there. Like someone took all the metal out of it. Like it's like, I don't know, it's just like 2 truckloads of trash. But like, why can't someone take the garbage truck over there and take 5 minutes and put the trash in the garbage truck? What's it going to cost? Like $5 or something to get the trash picked up? like I'm doing my part. I cleaned up like many ravines over there. When I bought the house in Buena Vista, the whole ravine was like full of tires, probably 50 tires, truckloads of trash. Like me and my dad and my kid, we're hauling that up the ravine, you know, cleaned up the lot, cleaned up the ravine over off like Catherine area, which is Benton Township. But like I'm trying to do my part and I'm getting like nothing from the city. So I don't know, like what do I do? Who do I talk to?
Could you, leave your name and number with the clerk?
Sure.
And then also our public safety director is here. And he'll probably give you a card. And you can, whoa, give your name and number to the clerk.
Okay.
And then he'll give you a card.
So should I call him?
Well, leave your name and number with the clerk. And then he's gonna give you a card. Thank
So he'll call me. Someone will call me.
No.
There he is.
Leave your name and number with the clerk. He's getting ready to give you a card right now. He's getting ready to talk to you. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you greatly. Any other citizens' comments? Any other call on the list, please?
Mr. Duncan.
Yes, sir.
Just to piggyback off of this, man.
Please state your name.
If you don't know me by now, brother, you ain't no never know me.
It's just
My name-
it's just for the
My
record.
name is whatever y'all call me when I'm not in your face. You low down, there's people like that would come here and tell you something and you'll get the officer over here to take care of it. I asked about trash cans. I fill up trash cans. I make sure that my street is taken care of. My best suggestion is for you, pick it up yourself. I had 2 trash cans for the last probably a month now. Today they finally came and they emptied one of them. Now I got still my backyard, my neighbor's backyard that I help them out. And 1 trash can is not going to do it. Citizens have asked for dumpsters to make it available for us, even like in you guys' area. I've worked over in that same area. I've worked in that same area and had nothing to do but throw it in my truck, take it home, put it in my dumpster, and settle it that way. When citizens ask you guys for some help and you smile us off and out the door and give our numbers all over the place, and we still can't call and get an answer or reply. I'm too old for this. I need those 2 trash cans to do what I do. This has nothing to do with you guys. This is stuff that you guys are not gonna do. I can't say that because you probably will do it if it's in your yard. But Ms. Kennard can contest to it. All my neighbors can contest to it. I'm a block club member in high standing and can't get my damn trash can emptied when I need it emptied to help the city out. What I have to do? Do I have to call the police on y'all? I like to file a personal complaint against anybody was not helping me get my trash can emptied tomorrow because I need it. And I would suggest to these guys over here, do as much as you can on your own and don't depend on somebody else, because these someone else make a lot of money and they don't serve the people properly. I'm not saying they don't serve us, but they don't serve us properly and on time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please see the chief. He'll give you a card.
I don't
And
want
also,
a
leave your number
I don't
with
want
the
a
clerk.
card from no chief. He knows where I am. And he knows
Yeah,
I've heard the
we're-
same problem over and over.
leave your name and know what you're thinking. Thank you.
So, that's all we asking for.
Consent calendar, is there a motion to approve the consent calendar as it has been given?
Motion to approve.
Been motioned by Commissioner,
I would like
I
to
see.
separate, Chair,
and it's been supported by, it's been separate. There is, which one would you like to separate?
2 and 3.
Is that noted?
Noted.
2 and 3, resolution approved utility easement. Number 3, ordinance approving the contract providing for joint ownership. Is there anything else? It needs to be separated. Do we have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Motion to approve.
A motion by Commissioner Singleton, been supported by
Support.
Commissioner Warren. I've been knowing all along. I'm sorry. By Commissioner Warren. Could you please call the roll?
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Yes.
Motion carried.
First separated item is resolution approving utility easement within city right of way. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Been motioned by Commissioner Singleton. Is there any support?
Support.
Been supported by Commissioner Edward Isom. Discussion.
Honorable Chair,
Commissioner Henry, you are recognized.
thank you. This came in through committee, and it was several questions that were asked. And I believe we had new maps that showed us that something about this document. There was some questions asked in the meeting, so I'm hoping that all our questions get answered tonight. So we'll have a good understanding of what we're actually going into here. A right of way, as everybody knows, is just something that happens. But not always. People put things in place in your community, and sometimes it's not for your benefit, it's for their benefit. So I did get some more information from the clerk, from the attorney about this project. I'm feeling a lot easier now that I've read the agreement. So I don't know if everyone else got the information. And I definitely know I didn't have time to really read it. And I'm really tired of getting resolutions and documents that don't have all the information on it, and then we vote on it. And later on, like from 1997, we find out we did something a little silly. So I'm trying to keep us from doing that in 2024 by looking at all of these documents. And if we don't look at how the last, whatever happens, that happens to the citizens in Benton Harbor, we're all in trouble. But this easement, utility easement, I did get some information that eased the question off of me. Thank you.
Anyone else? Call for the question.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard,
No, I'm still not clear enough.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next separated item, which is number 3, ordinance approving the contract providing for joint ownership, use, or operation of the sewage disposal facility jointly with City of St. Joe. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Been motion by Commissioner Edward Isom. Is there any support?
Support.
It's been supported by Commissioner Ron Singleton. Any discussion, please? Hearing, I'm sorry. Commissioner Ethel Clark Griffin.
Clark Griffin.
You have the floor.
Okay, I have a concern of this. First of all, one of my concerns is we're talking 50 years. A lot can happen in 50 years. A lot can change in 50 years. And it was another part, one thing I learned as being on the UAW executive board for almost 30 years and the last few years serving as bargaining chair, UAW bargaining chair, doing contracts and negotiation. One word, one comma, one sentence, one line can make a difference in the meaning of something. And it was a part in here that it said, the council for the JWWTP is recommending this extension by ordinance to comply with a certain statute in the event bonding is ever needed for the JWWTP. Now, that part, a certain statute, it does not state what the statute is. So that can mean anything. And that's one wording. And I'm not happy with this 50 years. I don't trust it. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kennard.
I'm sure you, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Seats. You, as well as any of the rest of us, familiar with the scripture says, all that get an understanding. We don't have clarity about some things that come before us. And before we vote on it, I think we should have a clear understanding as to exactly what it entails and its benefits to our city, to make sure that we're making wise decisions, because we are part of the community. Whatever affects the community affects us. So we should be wise in getting a clear understanding. And I haven't had anything to give me any kind of information clear about the items that we are voting down. Some of us are voting down. So this particular one, I don't have enough information about it, so I'm voting no. Thank you.
Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Chair. I did get the document, and I really want our attorney to explain some of this to us. She might be able to explain some of our apprehensions out. Thank you.
Thank you. And,
I asked her to.
Commissioner, thank you. Thank you all, commissioners. City Attorney, could you weigh in on this? And could you please give it to them the most simplistic way you can? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor Pro Tem. This came before us because the Joint Wastewater Treatment Plant Board had been reviewing all of their documents, and they want to make sure that everything is up to date and that everything is forward-looking for all of our community partners. The Joint Wastewater Treatment Plant that is owned by Benton Harbor and St. Joe treats the wastewater for many other local communities. So we have a lot of community partners in this endeavor. When everyone was looking back at the documents, we noted that in 1951, the original agreement was signed to create the plant and to build the plant. That was done by ordinance, and it was passed by both St. Joe, City of St. Joe, and City of Benton Harbor. Since then, there's been several resolutions that have been passed in 1983, 1999, and 2009, and also 2019 and 2020 that sort of extended the term of the plant. So I can't emphasize enough how integral this plant is to the wastewater treatment for multiple local communities. We have agreements with multiple other communities to treat their wastewater. The 1951 agreement was done by ordinance. All of those other dates that I mentioned were all resolutions. And in the statute in Public Act 129 of 1943, which is called Act 129, it actually requires that these types of agreements be done by ordinance. So although we have amended by resolution, we're looking back and we're saying we really just need to do an ordinance. We need to clarify in case anyone's looking back. And the reason that we want to go 50 years is a long time, and you will never hear me say enter into a 50-year agreement except in water and sewer agreements, because it provides you stability. It provides you payments. It allows you to extend contracts with, for example, Benton Charter Township, St. Joe Charter Township, and other communities that are bringing their wastewater into Benton Harbor St. Joe wastewater treatment plant. So what it does is it gives you long-term financial stability for the joint wastewater treatment plant. So that's why we're asking for such a long term. You rarely see a 50-year term in a contract, but you often see it with water and sewer because you want that plant to exist. You want it to serve your community and your other local communities for as long as possible. What this does, in a sense, is it allows the joint wastewater treatment plant to go to Benton Charter Township, to go to St. Joe Charter Township, to go to our other constituent communities and extend their agreements. Because the first thing they're going to say is, well, wait a minute, how long have Benton Harbor and St. Joe agreed to continue this plant? So it lays the groundwork for you to extend contracts with all of your other constituent communities. So it's really about financial stability and making sure that the plant can continue for a very long time. So I hope that helps.
Commissioner Kennard.
I'd like to ask, when it comes to the other areas that are involved in this type of agreement, what is the length of time are they choosing to enter into an agreement?
So the last agreement that we have, there's a master sewer agreement. It was signed in 2000, let me check 1 second. I don't want to tell you the wrong date. It was actually signed between 1987 and 1989. So these have to be approved by different city commissions, different township boards, and different village councils. This was signed by St. Joe Charter Township, Lincoln Township, Village of Shoreham, Village of Stevensville. This extended for a certain date, and then another agreement in 2019 extended for another 25 years. But we need to extend between Benton Harbor and St. Joe because we are the owners of that plant. We need to make sure that our ordinance, not just a resolution, because we have resolutions in place. I want to make that clear. But a resolution doesn't have quite the same effect as an ordinance. So all we're doing is taking what we've done before and we're extending it by ordinance, which is what the statute requires. And one thing I forgot to mention before, I think that was a really good question. The city of St. Joe has already done their first reading on this, so they've already approved it. They have to do 2 readings. So they approved it, I believe, the Monday before. I can't remember what the date was last Monday, but it was last Monday that they did their first reading and approved this. They will approve it finally on January 13th.
Also, I need to know,
Commissioner Kennard.
one other thing, far as dollar amount,
Mr. Good.
far as dollar amounts, how do ours compare as to with the others? Because sometimes in communities like ours, they soak us, whereas the others get off much lighter. So I'd like to know in dollars, what are we looking at?
So tonight isn't a change, but I can get you that information for next time. I don't actually have a copy of the rates that everyone's paying, but I can get you that from the joint wastewater treatment plant. But I don't have that information tonight.
Commissioner Henry,
Thank you, Chair. I believe that this is a very important document, and I believe that there is quite a few extra questions that need to be answered. I do have a document that was given to me that was signed in 1997, and it's an agreement. And I just got it. I wasn't able to read it, so I'm going to ask the chair to table this item on the agenda until we get a chance to review every document that we have and also look at the money issue of it. That's really important for us to make sure that Benton Harbor is being treated fairly, because we've been the underdog around in the communities for years now.
it's not,
Do you?
you asking to table it.
I'm asking you to table it
All
until our next meeting, where we'll have more information shared with all of us.
Support.
My question, and it's been seconded. But my question is, did this go to committee?
Yes. this
What
went through
committee did it go
legislative-
to?
It went through legislative committee.
Was there time for questions to be answered
Yes,
at the legislative committee?
yes.
All right, so did it go, my question, and it's on the floor to table. I just believe, and it is on the floor to table. But is there any financial concerns that will harm any resident or the city of Benton Harbor? Cause I don't wanna misinform anybody. If we do table it for financial concerns, is there any harm being done to any resident fiscally, financially, for, us to say that there's a problem?
So tonight, all you're doing is looking at the term. You're not looking at any financial, that's already done by contract. So you've already had to approve that. Any of the financial terms have already been reviewed and approved. So all this does is extend the term of the agreement with the city of St. Joe for the plant itself. It tells all of your neighbors that the plant is going to continue operating. That's all this agreement is tonight.
So this is nothing financial. It has no
That's-
financial bearing on the city of Benton Harbor.
It does to the extent that you are representing that the plant is going to continue operating for the next 50 years.
It's been
But there's-
called,
but
it's been
rates are
called,
set.
it's been called the table by Commissioner Henry. It's seconded by Commissioner Griffin. Could you please call the roll for us tabling?
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
No.
Commissioner Kennard,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Nope.
Commissioner Warren,
No.
Commissioner Clay Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
No.
Motion failed.
Call for the question.
It's been called for the question by Commissioner Henderson. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Henry,
I guess I'm gonna ask for our attorney to make sure that she gets.
There's a motion on the floor,
I
the same
understand
as it
that,
was
but I'm still
tabling
asking.
motion.
I can't ask for clarity, and I am, and I don't need neither one of you guys opening your mouths and interrupting me.
Point of order.
When it was
What
called
is your
for,
point of order, Church?
Point of order, the question was called, so now
The
we are
question was
supposed to
called.
be voting. Point
the
of order.
question was called just as like,
I do get clarity.
the question was called just like it was to table. And there was a vote to table. The question has been called. The vote is on the floor. Got to vote.
I do get clarity, Chair. I do get clarity, Chair.
I've never heard
Anything that
this.
I ask for clarity, I do get clarity, Chair. I don't care if
The
you call
vote,
it point of order or what you do.
the motion, Question has been called.
Ask legal then what's up, what's going on.
The question has been called.
Ask legal, do I get clarity?
After the vote has been called?
Ask legal, do I get clarity? Thank you, Chair. Ask legal.
All right, well, because of what we want to do. Clerk, could you, so before she votes, if she wants clarity, but I want to know what you want clarity on. You want clarity on what you're voting on, or we're gonna go back and forth again about, do you want clarity on what you, the point of clarity is what you're voting on. That's what the point of clarity is.
I believe I know that, Mayor Pro Tem.
Commissioner Henry has asked for a
I
point of clarity
believe I
from
know
the city
that, but do
attorney.
you know what clarity means, Mayor Pro Tem?
The city, Commissioner Henry has asked for the city attorney to give her clarity on what she's voting on. Could you please give her clarity on what she's voting on?
You didn't even let me finish what I was saying.
I don't
You
think that that's
interrupted
what
me.
she's asking, so she's going to vote with clarity that she's given it, she's not going into debate right now, she just wants to be given her clarity after the vote is done.
No, she wants clarity before she votes.
Chair, you have clairvoyance, and you can tell me what I'm doing before I do it. The clerk knows exactly what I'm saying. What are you on tonight?
So do you want clarity after you vote, or you want clarity before you vote?
Repeat yourself, Chair, Madam Clerk.
So she will vote with her question of clarity, the answer will not be given to her tonight, but she has the opportunity to get the clarity on what she's asking for.
I don't think that's what she's asking.
Almost.
Was that what you were asking?
My vote is, everyone understood but you. So,
Oh, no problem.
as long as
I apologize.
everyone understood exactly what was saying but you, so I'm going to say my vote is yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
No.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Yes,
Motion carried.
with clarity after a vote.
One.
Thank you. Communication from staff. We will start with our honorable, I'm so grateful to see him tonight. Our public safety director, the chief of police. He's the longest standing chief I think we've ever had. Chief McGinnis.
Good evening, Commissioners, Mayor Pro Tem. No comment. Thank you.
I gave all the big introduction for you to say that. All right, city attorney, do you have any comments?
Just very briefly, I know that there are a lot of old agreements out there between many local communities in the city of Benton Harbor. I'm working right now to put together a booklet of all of those agreements with some notes on everything so that we can refer, see what's been amended, kind of say where to go from here, what the new agreement looks like. And I'm gonna keep a copy of that, and I'm gonna have several copies made for the city. So in the future, when things like this come up, you will be able to go and look at that book and flip through and see the historical documents. I think that's very important. I know it's hard to come to you and just say, sign this or agree to this, but I want you to have all of those old documents. There's just a lot of them. So I'm in the process of putting those together. Hope to have it hopefully by February 1st of next year.
Thank you. Our beloved city clerk.
I have no comment other than, everybody have a happy holiday.
All right.
No, it's just everybody have a happy holiday.
All right, Commissioner Clark Griffin.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. What's happening in the fourth ward is On this Saturday, we will be blessing a lot of residents with senior care package and toys. This is our third annual, giveaway. It's not just senior care package, it's the senior care package. We have, you know, all the deodorant, soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes. And sometimes I throw in planners, calendars, pills, etc. So it's not just personal hygiene thing. But this year I can say we are blessed to also do hats, scarves, gloves, and socks for the senior along with the senior care package. And the kids for the toys, the toy giveaway, we do toys, coloring book, crayons, activity books, Kleenex, etc. But we are also blessed this year where we will be doing hats, gloves, and mittens also for the kids. And normally the first year, 2022, we did 100 bags. Last year we did 200 bags. My goal this year is 300 bags. So everybody, happy holidays. And you'll see some of us Saturday delivering the presents to your home as we always do. God bless. Have a good night.
All right. Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Thank the citizens for coming. Thank the citizens for coming out tonight, and it's gonna get even hairier. And I suggest that the power base, the residents, that's the power base. You have more authority than anybody in this city. Organize yourself. Let's come together and mobilize and come back down here and ask us to do the people's will. So if it's picking up your trash, leaves, whatever it is that you have an interest in that's gonna improve Benton Harbor, it's gonna have to come from the residents. You can't count on us to understand everything, because we're only 9 individuals. But when you find out that what's happening to you is happening to other residents too, you'll find out you're not alone and we can all work together. So that's my goal for 25, is to organize Benton Harbor residents for the people's will. And I'll say, have a good holiday. I know we're gonna be off, the city hall is gonna be closed. I don't know if everybody knows we're gonna be closed, but I do. So we gotta find some way to get information out to the resident. And one of it is, and I'll mention this every week, a newsletter that'll go out to every household in the city of Benton Harbor. They'll tell you when the last day is to pick up leaves. It'll tell you when the city hall is going to be closed. It's going to tell you everything. But seems like my colleagues cannot find the money to do that, but they find money to do everything else. When the financial director says we're broke, they find a way to vote yes to spend money. That's got to stop too, and that's where the residents are going to come in and take account to their money. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Emma Kennard.
Thank you, Mayor. See, I'd like to say, all of you all have a very blessed holiday. Hope that you all enjoy and stay safe. One of the things I want to say that I'm hoping in this coming year that we remember that each ward commissioner has a number, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's not let division come in where we go into someone else's household and do something with a disrespect to them. Operate in your own area, and when someone comes to you and asks you to operate in somebody else's ward, that's a disrespect. And let's remember that. Do not disrespect another person's ward. It's like going into their household and disrespecting their household. That's the ward they were put over. So I think that's the ward they should operate in. And if they're asked to by the board commissioner, then I think there's nothing wrong with it. But that is a disrespect, I think. So that is the way I feel. That's my personal feeling. So thank you all for listening. It's our commissioner over here say, expect great things. We got to first get a finance director. I know y'all frown every time I say it, but you see what is happening now. That we could have a finance director here to answer all our questions because he would be responsible. And you say he's always coming, but when is he gonna get here? Thank you.
Expect the lines, oh, they lost already. Commissioner, Warren, I'm sorry.
Thank everyone for coming out tonight. Last Monday, I was able to tour the old Calvin Britton School, the old Tri-County, which is now called Flowers Early Education. They're hoping to get that building. The plans are magnificent. If it goes through, it's gonna be so nice. I know they plan on coming to one of our commission meetings in the future to discuss it with everyone, but it was really neat. So stay tuned on that piece. A lot of our citizens' comments today was regarding littering and dumping, and it made me think about our ward cleanups. And I want to just start by saying that the city of Benton Harbor as a whole should be unified. I might say second ward, but if anybody wants to come to anything, feel free to come to it. But I've had several cleanups and we don't have a lot of people show up. So I just want to remind everybody that when anyone has a cleanup, get out there and help. 4 or 5 people normally come and we do a huge amount of work with a small amount of people. So hopefully next year, I'll do a couple and, you know, if anybody else wants to do some, I'll visit. But if anyone wants to help the second ward, it's an open invitation because as long as we get it done, doesn't matter who does it, in my opinion. So definitely the cleanups help the city. Every little bit helps. And I want to say, I talked about this last meeting, unity. That is what I feel like we need in our commission. If we are arguing and at each other's throat and passing hate, we will not achieve anything. So I hope we can be a unified commission and a unified city and work together for the betterment of the city. So that is something that I'll continue to hope and pray for while I am here. And finally, I would like to say, have a wonderful holiday. Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Edward Leis.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Thank Mr. Tony and Mr. Duncan for their concern about the blight, keeping the city clean. That is a big issue in the city, but thank you for reaching out, your concern. I hope we can resolve that matter. We'll talk about 2024 was a good year. We had upgrades in the infrastructure, water distribution system, streets, alley, tree removal, new hydrants. So the city is continuing to move forward. As we go into 2025, like I always say, expect great things to happen in 2025. So thank you and happy holidays.
Got the Detroit line. Commissioner Henderson.
I'd just like to say happy holidays to everyone and have a really great new year. And I agree with Commissioner Warren. In order to move forward, you have to have unity about what that looks like. We all have, we're elected to represent the city of Benton Harbor. Most people don't even realize what ward you live in. They just know that you represent the city of Benton Harbor as a commissioner. And so whenever we get an opportunity to serve or to go any place in this city, it's an honor because people voted us to be here. And so our unity, moving the city forward, as Commissioner Isom just talked about, many of the things that has been done in the city that hasn't been done in many, many years. And we get to be the commission that helps to move those things forward. And it's truly a wonderful thing to see happen in the city of Benton Harbor when you ride down and see the new roads and the new infrastructure that's been put in place. It's really a wonder to see because I've been there for a minute, and to see those things happen and to really to see it manifest has really been a great thing. And just the blight in the city is going to take the entire city to help clean it up. Like Commissioner Warren said, when you do a cleanup, you have 5 or 6 people out there, and 5 or 6 people aren't the ones that put the trash down there. And some of the trash that's put there hasn't even been put there by the people that live here. And so it is a community, it's going to take a community effort. And like Mr. Tony talked about, it shouldn't take 8 phone calls to get one thing done. I've experienced it, and many of us have experienced that, but that does need to change in the city when you're calling about an issue, because that's how it gets done. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful and a happy new year.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner Ronald Singleton.
Thank you, Honorable Pro Tem Reverend Dwayne Simpson. Just kind of piggyback on some of the stuff, especially the blight, that's been, since I've been here, one of my pet peeves. And I know staffing issues have been some of the biggest issues. So I would definitely hope and pray that in 25 that we begin to build that area, public works. One of the things that we had issues with when we had the one garbage contractor. This city produces a lot of trash, and then there's, like somebody's mentioned too, that people have a tendency to want to come in and dump, so they're getting picked off. But I think I don't know if it's a way to publicize them or anything or what, but hopefully in 25 that we can do some things to begin to make a great impact with that. I've talked with the city manager, and I think it's been discussed about going after also some grants and things for one of them was the recycling and the transfer station. We own our garbage company. It's owned by the city of Benton Harbor citizens, and I just think it's just need to be tightened up and run it like a business. So hopefully in 25 we can begin to see that. And again, it's going to take everybody to tackle that big problem. So I think it's accomplishable. I wish everybody a happy holiday and safe holiday. Be with your family.
Still got a minute 33 if you want. You're done. All right. I got an announcement to make. Yesterday, the city of Benton Harbor received $20 million. Benton Harbor Neighborhoods Resilience Hub project will establish 2 community resilience hubs to provide supportive services to residents before, during, and after disasters. They will transform a large house in the garden home resilience hub to be a model. I think that's through CBC or CDC or whatever. They're going to be getting about 100 grand from the city of Benton Harbor. For community electrification efforts, a hub for community education and a safe space for residents to gather during emergencies. There will also be upgrades to Bobo Brazil Center with energy efficient improvements, storage, backup power. There will be 2 directional electric vehicle chargers The centerpiece of the pilot, microgrid to increase community energy resilience. The project also will offer energy efficiency and electrification upgrades for low-income households, churches, and other public buildings. The project will also offer apprenticeships, and workforce development programs, weatherization, and home upgrades and green construction. And that money will be coming to the city of Benton Harbor, $20 million. And they're trying to get rid of all the money they can before 2025 because Biden is going out and Trump is coming in. And that was the word from Washington. This is federal money. This is not anything from the state. And also there'll be homes that will be beautified and done with weatherization. I want to say I was thinking that tonight, being that this was the last meeting, it would have been beneficial to show the improvements of the city of Benton Harbor in the year of 2024, when people come complaining and everything else, and I'm not saying that complaints are not valid, but I'm also saying that when you look at our city now, it looks better than it has in the last 30 to 40 years.
Thanks to the citizens.
It looks better than it has in the last 30 to 40 years. And somebody, when my grandfather, who will lift up that's my grandfather, my grandmother's godson is sitting in the back there, Elder Bruce. They taught me when somebody did something for you they don't have to do, there's nothing wrong with saying thank you. And a lot of times we're beat to death, but nobody ever comes and says thank you. This year they got their plumbing replaced all the way up to the spigot. Spigot got replaced. Nobody came down and said thank you. Houses got remodeled all throughout the city. And nobody ever said thank you. Now this is reality, y'all. Because if it was in any other city, some of us would be like Stephen Fetchit. You know, we got a big statue, and I come down there every day and I ain't seen nobody looking at Dr. King. And they doing all that down there. We're gonna march down there, and ain't nobody taking that one picture that I've seen with Dr. King. But we throw up that kind of stuff. But the streets are looking better. The neighborhood, the sidewalks that people complained about for years are being replaced. And this young man came today with valid complaints. And he lives over there by my uncle's house, and I'm gonna get out of here. But he's talking about the 4th Ward. And if we need to do a cleanup in the 4th Ward, then let's go all hands on deck and let's go over there and help this young man get rid of all the stuff that's going on in that ward. And I think, if I'm right, city clerk, was he talking about the 4th Ward? You talking about, is that the 4th Ward? It's the 4th Ward?
I think so.
You can have
All
conversation.
right, so,
Don't have
and
no
I want to say to everybody, I want y'all to have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy your family, enjoy you. And if you don't love you, you can't love nobody else. And if you don't have peace with yourself, you don't have peace with nobody else. I agree with what these commissioners said, that our unity is our strength. But when you're dealing with outside influence that are demonic and crazy, then you liable to say anything. So I want to take a time right now to look for, we need really, I would ask, if he was here earlier, I would ask him to pray. But what our city needs now is prayer. Seriously. You got really people who are just, it's ridiculous that the Bible is right. And he said, in all I get understanding, but he said wisdom is the principal thing, and all I get wisdom is the principal thing. If you don't know, then find out. So I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
But I want to say to all this body who have made Benton Harbor better in 2024, thank you. Because it would not have happened if it wasn't for if it wasn't for the people that voted you in, the body, the people that vote, but some people need to be voted out. All right, so, come on. Do you have a motion to adjourn?
Hey, can I turn the lights out now?
Been moved.
It's been moved and supported by Commissioner Singleton, supported by Commissioner Isom. Can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Hey, you guys.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
I'll
Commissioner
keep on
Kennard?
doing what I
Yes.
do.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Depends on anything you guys-
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
They talk
Yes.
good talk.
Motion carried.
They don't-
Try, right?
See me around. That's me with the broom.
Great.